They got my poor girl just stuck in there like Rapunzel. Let's get her out. Like, free Wendy. We need, like how we did Free Britney, or how y'all did Free Britney. We need to do all of that for my girl, because this is ridiculous. But I feel like part one was like, give me the juiciness. What's going on with TJ? We all know that's not really Stacey's boyfriend. TMZ just dropped, saving Wendy and all about her guardianship and how she can get out of it. She's back to normal all of a sudden. And then in other news, we talk about Burna Boy and Chlöe Bailey. They're the new hot couple in the R&B and rap world. And then also, I'm glad to hear that Jay-Z's case was dismissed, and the legal battle is over with that particular case, and hopefully we don't have to hear his name involved with Diddy's mess as well. And then also we have new Drake, some sexy songs for you. I hope y'all listen to it. And then the drama with Potomac and all of the reality shows that just came out over the weekend. So much to talk about, so don't forget to comment, subscribe.
Hey Wendy, it's Harvey.
Hey Harvey, okay, so the people had the wrong place, and here I am at the window, I'm looking for the people, and they are way over there. Here I am.
Okay, hold on one second. Can you ask the camera? Tell me what your life has been like over the past year. What is it like?
Isolated. You see where I am, right?
One thing for sure is Wendy is always going to have a wig on, and she's going to have a lip. Period. That's my girl. Jersey girls, what's good?
People are older, you know what I'm saying? They are in their 90s and their 80s. They call this the memory unit. I am part of the memory unit. A memory unit, in other words, what? Somebody who doesn't remember crap? Are you...
I don't know what facility this is, but this is going to be interesting.
Serious? This is my life. You know what I'm saying? The memory unit is suffocating. I eat lunch and dinner in my bedroom. I don't eat out there with the people that live here just because it's so goddamn depressing. There's a bathroom, there's a closet, and the TV, which was purchased by me through the Guardian person.
Are you allowed to go out?
No, I am not allowed to go out. I can call you, but you can't call me.
What about communications? Do you have an iPad or some form of a computer?
I have not. Listen, I've asked the Guardian person for an iPad since years, it seems like. But an iPad. Can I please have my telephone back? Can I please be able to call my family? And what is the problem with me calling and talking to friends of mine? They're not allowed to come in here, friends of mine. You know what I'm saying?
And best of all, you've got me. Ta-da! Please welcome Wendy Williams.
Hey, Wendy, I just want to thank you very much.
Hey, Wendy, come here. How you doing? Hey, you're on top of the world right now.
I must say, Wendy, I grew up on Wendy. I'm from Jersey, tri-state area. Everyone knows Wendy. And to see, everybody saw the Lifetime documentary where you could tell her health was declining. So now she seems to be back to herself, which is interesting. I'm not sure how. Maybe she was misdiagnosed. I think that's the point of the documentary, is that she does not have dementia. She is obviously talking and remembering things like her normal self. And the fact that she's caged into her room is really bizarre.
Your guardian's name is Sabrina Morrissey. And here's what the judge said in this case. The guardian, that's Miss Morrissey, is to permit Wendy as much independence as is practical. This sounds more like a prison than independence.
Hell yeah.
She's a woman who has been locked up for a very long time and has had very limited interaction with the outside world. She is a woman in distress. My name is Alex Finney, and I'm Wendy Williams' niece.
She's been at this New York facility for around 7 months at this point. What's her life like there?
Her life is lonely. It's not good. She's alone, and she has a landline phone and a small TV. She can only call out. No one can call her. She has no friends. As she says, she's surrounded by much older people who are going through real serious health issues. She has nobody that loves her and cares about her. She can't leave. It's not good.
As a relative, I think she has more power than Denise. Like, Alex, girl, you have to interfere at some point. I feel like this can't happen without the family just sitting back and allowing the court to just figure itself out. I feel like they need to do something to interfere with the guardianship. I just don't understand how this could even happen. It doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like my family members would definitely interrupt and not stand for the BS.
Did anybody ever explain to you why you're in a guardianship?
No, not exactly. But you know what? There are some things that I do know for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. It's about my money. You know what I'm saying?
Can you talk to me about how Wendy ended up in a guardianship?
My understanding is somebody was in her bank account that Wells Fargo flagged, and there was large withdrawals being taken out.
My son, he overstepped his boundaries in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries, and he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it. Is he stealing from me?
So they're trying to blame the guardianship on her son for dipping into Wendy's Wells Fargo bank account, which could flag like someone is abusing your account while you're going through some medical issues. So that's a big revelation. I think in a documentary on Lifetime, they also discussed this as well. I don't recall Wendy actually blaming her son for things. So this is like something new. It seems like she's blaming her son at this point.
All I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, you know, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo, thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wendy!
Well, for one, I didn't know banks had that kind of power. I guess when you have millions of dollars, they could just initiate a guardianship. I'm so clueless about how a guardianship is even initiated, but this is interesting.
She was living with her son, I believe. Wells Fargo decided the prudent thing to do was to make sure she's not being taken advantage of.
Correct.
What is going on with my son? And where's my phone? Where's my phone, Kevin? Where is my phone?
I said you was drunk, but I just don't know if this is a good idea.
When you watched that Lifetime documentary,
That Lifetime special, I don't like how they, especially her management, exposed her, or it felt really like an intervention. Oh, you shouldn't be drinking. Of course you shouldn't be drinking. I just feel like they tried to put her on blast, and there are certain ways of doing that. And especially if there are certain ways of helping her. I don't understand why it had to been in this matter. And also, who was getting a check off of this Lifetime special? Because I would like to know.
and saw a vodka bottle sitting next to her during part of it. Fair to say alcohol abuse was what you're surmising?
I'm going to say that was probably part of the problem at that time. Don't forget, I also have a family restaurant, Fresco by Scotto, and Wendy was in quite a lot. And sometimes she came in and literally 5 minutes later, we put her back in the car with food to go home. She would ask for something to go home with that was a liquid substance, and we would say we couldn't do that, but we made sure that she went home with food and hopefully that she was okay. But we surmised that was going on at that point.
Do you want to stop drinking?
No. And Will drinks. I bet we all drink. Why can't I?
I think that anybody watching that documentary and walking through her in terms of this process over the last year, 2 years, 3 years can say, yes, there were definitely some unhealthy habits when it came to her consumption of alcohol.
What are you drinking? Grey Goose.
Wendy might have had a breakdown of all of this stuff that's going on in her life. It was COVID during that time. Also, losing her mother could also take a toll on you. So I don't know how they came up with dementia as the underlying cause of why they needed to get a guardianship for this particular case. It doesn't make any sense at all. Besides, one, she's drinking. There's so many alcoholics in the industry that still have access to their money. It's not making sense. And then also Wendy is saying that her son is moving funny with the crowd that he is around. I don't know. You got to read between the lines with that one. Who exactly is he associating with to the point where all of this is unfolding and she's using her son as an excuse?
Is this? This is open the. I don't even know what is.
Okay, because if not, he told me to bring it right back in.
Go past the Wendy Williams show.
The worst that I personally have seen her was when she was under the guardianship at the time when she was shooting this documentary.
Wendy Williams' condition is not getting any better. In fact, it is getting worse. She was diagnosed with dementia, and
it's the same form that Bruce Willis has.
Right.
And it has gotten
temporal.
Way worse. It is permanent.
It's the same as Bruce Willis, then she wouldn't, like, Bruce Willis isn't going back to how he used to be. So Wendy is like reverting back to her old self, which means, again, they misdiagnosed her, and this don't make no sense at all.
New filings, and the Guardian is alarmed that information is getting out, Wendy is being taken advantage of, and they want to
maybe Wells Fargo is dipping in some cash or something like that, because they're trying to cover up something. In my eyes, this doesn't add up at all.
Be disappointed in that Guardian if in fact that's what she did, that she's punishing Wendy for her lack of oversight. That would be sad.
All of this happened under the watch of the Guardian, who was there to protect my aunt. So when all of this comes out, the person at the center of this in terms of having the final say and the sign off is the Guardian. I don't think it takes a whole lot to put the pieces together here with that.
I feel wonderful and fabulous. And by the way, my feet, I have lymphedema. And how long have I been standing up through the window for TMZ? Dancing and moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? I have my feet, which is why, by the way, I no longer wear high heels. I was doing it for my show. I started to wear sneakers.
I have lymphedema. Will never go away. How dare you, how dare you, how dare you make fun of me?
I got lymphedema, my feet. Listen, I only know 2 pills that I've had all of my life. Thyroid and Linzess. And don't you dare laugh about Linzess, damn.
My thyroid, my hyperthyroid, is attached also to Graves' disease. Graves' disease squeezes the muscles behind your eyeballs. And so that's the reason for...
Have you tried to see her? Have you been able to see her?
Yes, I went to go see her in October of last year. I was there for a few days.
Years, as have you. And is her moniker. She said that years and years ago.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So when I read that the judge is saying that's evidence of aphasia, that's not a bug, that's a feature.
Was he concerned about how you doing? Literally, those were the things that she said all the time.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
One thing about my aunt is she's always said something and then you go, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's always how she's been.
I even went and looked at all her shows. She always says that, you know what I mean? This, that, and the third. That wasn't a fair assessment.
I want to hear about your mental state. Tell me about how you view your mental state, because I've now had multiple conversations with you, and we've had normal conversations. I'm wondering how you view your own cognitive mental functions.
I think that how I speak is how most people speak. You know what I'm saying? You forget something, you say, wait, what was that? Say it again. Or you're writing things down and then you get a brain fog. And then you're like, what? What in the world? You understand what I'm saying?
Anybody that knows my aunt knows that my aunt is probably one of the most unique communicators anybody will ever meet in their entire lives. My aunt has the very unique ability to start at one topic, move over to topic number 5, then swing back to topic number 3, bounce back to topic number 8, and then come back to topic number 1.
I had bought some pearls when we went away this summer, and they were all in the same bag. And I actually sent a picture on my Facebook, Twitter of my father sitting at the kitchen table trying to undo the knots. You ever knot that look, when it was up there, looked like, yeah, a knotty mess. If she just let it go. Anyway, being a girl.
Recovery of their neurologic symptoms, and others won't.
Wendy Williams had a...
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. At this point, we all know. I feel like it's the same information. We understand that Wendy has this guardianship that she can't get out of for some reason. Wells Fargo thought someone was taking advantage of her. Maybe they're doing their due diligence because there's several stories about, if you Google Wells Fargo and look in the news part of Google, you can tell that they have other things going on with them. Like, there was one article I read about that it's a Houston area couple battles Wells Fargo after $40,000 disappears from their business account. Despite the couple's attempts to stop the transaction, the involvement of the law enforcement, Wells Fargo denied the claim and refused to reimburse the funds. So it's a lot of weird stuff going on with Wells Fargo, period. The fact that they thought someone was taking advantage of Wendy and they wanted to, somehow that ended up into a guardianship, doesn't make sense to me. And then also her diagnosis somehow it went from aphasia to alcohol-induced dementia, and then now she's back to normal. So something's not right here. It's definitely a misdiagnosis, so someone else can handle her funds. And then also it's preventing her to make money. She could be doing a podcast right now. She could be hosting something right now. It's not adding up. And so I'm looking forward to finishing the doc. Hopefully y'all watched it. But no, all of this is so fishy. I don't appreciate the description and the Tubi special saying former talk show host. To me, she is still an icon. She is the moment. And I hope she gets better and continues to get better, because I feel like all of this is so messed up and it's really preventing her from being the icon and the star that she is. And I'm praying for Wendy, and I hope she comes back full force to making some money and out of that little luxury hole in the wall that they got her. Probably not a hole in the wall. They have a chef, a gym, but she can't, for some reason, she can't leave her apartment. It's giving COVID in 2025. Like, we couldn't leave our homes, and they got my poor girl just stuck in there like Rapunzel. Let's get her out. Free Wendy. We need, like how we did Free Britney, or how y'all did Free Britney, we need to do all of that for my girl, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And TJ.
So let's talk about Housewives of Potomac. The outfits, they came with it, right? And Karen is MIA because she's in a sober living situation. And then Stacey's wig looks weird. I'm not feeling her look at all. So let's get back into why Wendy feels away. She should feel slighted. We don't see what happens off camera, but on this season, she was a friend to her, but also Karen was saying some shady stuff about Wendy to Stacey to prevent them from being friends, it looks like. So let's see what else unfolds. So for Housewives of Potomac, the gist of the reunion is Mia ghosted Stacey for her on Mia's birthday. I feel like none of the juiciness came from this particular part of the reunion, so I'm going to tune in next week for that. The best part of part one was the Karen's video saying why she's out, giving her thank yous, and then shading Wendy. Not even shading her, but just not mentioning her, which is insane. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode so we can understand what exactly did Happy Eddie send Wendy about TJ, because I'm curious to know what's going on there. And I don't really care about the Stacey storyline. I hope she doesn't come back. I like Kay. I like her. She's always well put together. I want Candace to come back. They did mention Candace. Karen mentioned Candace in her video. I need my girl to come back. She has a baby. She has probably a more interesting storyline. Maybe her and some of the ladies could be friends again. Who knows? But I feel like part one was like, give me the juiciness. What's going on with TJ? We all know that's not really Stacey's boyfriend. So looking forward to next week on that one. So the next thing I want to talk about is my girl Chlöe Bailey and Burna Boy. So they're like the latest couple that everyone's talking about. They're all hugged up in Lagos together. She's pretty much living over there with her man, and I'm excited for her. She's been linked with other people, but I feel like this makes sense, and I hope they make it work and we get to see more of them, maybe more collaborations together. People in the comments are hilarious with the Burna Boy gifts. I'm all for this particular relationship. They are so cute together, and she's always been like a dope producer, dope vocalist, and we need more of her music, I feel like. And let's see where this goes. She looks great also. Go ahead, Chlöe girl. I can't wait to see more from that. What do y'all think? Is this a vibe or is it a situationship? I think they have a legit relationship. Apparently she's saying I love you to him and he's serenading her for Valentine's Day. Let's see what else happens with those two because they look cute together. And he's fine, so I'm all about that. I feel like her last relationship was not... I felt like it wasn't that open, but this Burna Boy link is definitely cute, so I'm down for it. And I'm happy to hear about the Jay-Z case being dismissed. So Jane Doe dropped sexual assault lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. Since Diddy's documentaries and people coming out talking about his situation with sexual assault, beating Cassie, is very elaborate. There's a lot of things to break down, and people always want to predict the downfall of the next celebrity. So a lot of people were saying, oh my God, Jay-Z, he's the next one to go down. And And I think he has something to do with X, Y, and Z. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, and I've been looking at the articles, making sure, reading them over and over. Okay, I hope my favorite artist of all time doesn't get involved in the mess. So I'm happy that this particular story was weird anyway. So Jane Doe is a 13-year-old. At the time of the assault, quote unquote, alleged assault, she was 13. She was going to the MTV Music Awards, and she claims that Jay-Z and Diddy raped her in a hotel room. And mind you, this is like 2003, 2004, possibly. I don't see how a 13-year-old could get into a like that close to a celebrity and then taking advantage, and then also her driving about 5-6 hours from upstate New York to New York City. Her dad drove her, and it just wasn't adding up. And so I'm glad that Jay-Z took a stand against Tony Busby, and now this case is out the window. Kudos to Jay-Z, because I know it's probably terrible to even deal with the backlash. The false case against Jay-Z that never should have been brought has been dismissed with prejudice, Carter's attorney Alex Sparrow said in a statement. By standing up in the face of heinous and false allegations, Jay has done what few can do. He pushed back, he never settled, he never paid one red penny. He triumphed and cleared his name, which is pretty accurate. I can't believe that Tony Busby went this far with this particular case without any solid evidence. We're trying to take down everybody. Let's see what else happens. I hope there is no other cases about Jay-Z and he could just go on and be the legend that he is. The case with Diddy, before you know it, it's going to be May. I just thought about the NSYNC thing. And then next we have Some Sexy Songs for You, and Party Next Door dropped a collaboration album on Friday on Valentine's Day. It has 21 songs, and what do y'all think? I'm glad he's back. I'm glad Drake is just not sitting around. He is still suing Universal, but that's between them two. He has some dope songs, and then also Drake just dropped that he is headlining the Wireless Festival 2025. All 3 nights are going to be different set lists, which is dope. So this happens in London's Finsbury Park from July 11th to the 13th. So it's going to be, that's a dope look. Like, I've never seen an artist do a different set each night. And I think that it's great that he's going to return just performing. He has been in Australia recently when the Super Bowl was going on. We all know why. And now that he dropped this album, and now he's part of this annual UK music festival, it's going to be a good look for him. So also part of the Wireless Festival is Burna Boy, like I said before, with him and Chloe. I'm sure Chloe will probably pop up, sing something with her man. And then also Vibes Cartel is going to be there, and Vibes just got out of jail last year, so it's going to be a good look. And this festival seems real dope. I need to check out the Sexy Songs for You. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's back to the singing R&B Drake, which is the Drake I like. And what did Kendrick say? Just keep singing and so he could dance or whatever. So this kind of Drake I would prefer. And he also broke records on Apple Music with the drop. I'm sure Drake could get back to his normal routine of just dropping dope music and touring. I don't know why you want to sue somebody or sue Universal. If you're trying to make a point, great. But let's see how that unfolds. And I'm just happy that he's back out. I like Drake and I like Kendrick. I'm not about to pick who's better when both of them make dope ass music. I'm here for it. I've heard that this particular album is more of a Party Next Door feature. It's not all about Party Next Door. It's not evenly split between the two, or a collaborative album like you would think it would be, similar to Watch the Throne, where it's more collaborative. This isn't. So I'm down for it. Like, it's an hour and 13 minutes of Drake probably singing. So I'm down. So yeah, new Drake. I'm excited for new music. And what else is he going to drop? I feel like he's probably going to drop more often now that the Super Bowl is over. He's getting ready for the summer. He shouted out Melissa Ford for being a Canadian legend. And then there's obviously, he said to the latter part of that line, it could be about Joe Budden, but who knows? It could be about a lot of people. That was you know, on the opposite side of the whole Drake and Kendrick beef. But let's all move on, because I'm ready for the Kendrick tour. I'm ready for new music from Drake. And I think music is going in the right direction. And it's all entertaining. It's all gearing up for more tours and more concerts. Just take all of my money, because I want to be at all of the, I want to be outside. I want to be at all of the things. What do y'all think? Is Sexy Songs for you worth all of the hype? Have you listened to it? What's your favorite track? And what do you think Drake is going to do next? Curious to hear about your opinion. All right, y'all. So that's a wrap on today's video. But I want to hear from you. Are you all about this Burna Boy Chlöe Bailey relationship, or is it just industry rumors? What about Wendy Williams? I'm like really concerned that there's some shadiness going on, and I hope she gets back to her regular making money, hosting. Maybe she could do a podcast. I would like to know more about this whole process, because I feel like she's getting taken advantage of. And then, are you into the new Drake album? What are your favorite songs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, and never miss my next video on all of the trending news. So until next time, stay locked in and stay entertained, because I'm going to come with more news. I'll see you in the next one.